Hey, this is Brook. Let's talk about timing. If you played in high school band, you probably have better timing than I do. But my gift is pitch. I can match pitch pretty well. But I did not really have a mentor that explained to me how important timing was. So I just coasted on my gift of being able to match pitch, and that I could, figure out songs and chord patterns and progressions and melodies and leads. But again, my timing was lacking. I played with drummers in high school, and we had a good old time playing rock songs, probably at the wrong tempo or close. I think one of the first things that got me interested in timing was when I discovered the band The Cars and Rick with his clicky guitar. Like, that sounds a little slow, doesn't it? But being right on the dot, I became a little bit aware of timing at that time. And then I joined some traveling bands, did some recording. Still, probably not the best at timing. Uh, I had a friend that had a drum machine, which I used to uh, borrow and practice with, and I was interested in, before that, I will say I did notice the drummer from The Clash, Topper. I noticed how good his pocket was, the feel of a lot of the songs The Clash did. The drumming was somewhat minimal, but just felt great. So I was really a big fan of Topper from The Clash. And that made me think about how important drums were and how, he didn't play a lot of fills. He played kind of focused on, the bass drum, the snare, the hi-hat, a few fills, maybe some floor tom stuff, but still straight, good, tight beats. So I'm becoming more aware. And okay, back to the drum machine. You get the idea. That felt good. So I realized that was an element in music, but still, it took a while, man. I'm still working on it. I have some live recordings of my band in the early 90s playing, and it's pretty embarrassing. I am definitely not playing. I'm definitely rushing or dragging or doing a lot of weird stuff. Well, I've started recording, in the kind of all by myself. I used to record with a full band and just rely on the drummer. Some of our songs on records we put out, you can hear it speeding up. And I don't know if we were just excited, probably, just pushing it, energy. Kind of cool to have some just raw players, but I don't think we were that good. I was listening to Hey Lottie Mama by Steppenwolf, and man, the drummer was kind of pushing and pulling, speeding up, slowing down some of his fills, but it was controlled. They knew what they were doing. They were real players, man. So anyway, later I started recording all by myself, and of course you have to kind of have a drum machine or a metronome to do that. Then I started getting better at it, at recording and timing. And now I play in a duo, and we use backing tracks, all done with the click track or the metronome. We use Reaper software. Everything is done with a metronome. So I've gotten much better, and I work with people that are much better at timing. Let's see. So anyway, yeah, we perform live with these backing tracks, and they're always the same tempo. They're always the same intro. It's very precise. We even use a metronome with Surf Zombies live. Our drummer has it attached to his ear and some sort of a vibration thing. So before the, set, before we play, we have the tempo all mapped out, and he can program it, get it ready, so he can just scroll down and keep going. And so that's more consistent. I did play with a band last night that I don't think those guys use any sort of a metronome, and you could kind of hear the drums were playing at one tempo, the bass was a little ahead of it or behind it, and the keyboard player was filling. He was kind of all over the place. And so I heard, it's a great band, very entertaining, very fun, but yet it was different from what I'm used to. Okay, so I'm kind of moving around here. Here's another thing that helped me think about timing, this book. Chord Tone Soloing by my friend Barrett Tagliarino. He's a wonderful guy. Wonderful teacher from Musicians Institute. Wonderful player. And he's got this chord tone soloing book, which has a CD or tracks you can download. He talks about playing along with just counting, whole notes like A to D, going like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. For like a 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. That kind of stuff. Repeat, repeat. I've worked on this quite a bit. I know it's very humble, very basic. He talks about lead-in notes, where let's use a metronome. Go a little slower. Come on, man. Calm down. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Basic phrasing, I suppose, but I find that fascinating to someone that was never really taught to think about timing formally. So he did a really good job of getting me moving forward. Let's do another one of those. That's the third track on the CD. Let's do the fourth one. Let's slow it down a little bit. All right. This is, again, going over from an A chord to a D chord. Check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pretty humble, pretty embarrassing. He talks of, man, it's a great book, and he really gets into it. I have had a lot of students work out of this book. It gets very interesting on page 30. Descending groups of 2, targeting the strong beats. Talks about strong beats, weak beats. Earlier in the book, let me flip back a little bit. Talks about on page oh wow, page 22, well no, page 21 talks about timing. It's a really, really, really good chapter about timing, about tapping your foot, right foot lifting at the toe, keeping your heel down. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and he talks about rushing and dragging, intentional rushing. Really cool, man. So he goes way deep with timing and so forth. I need to kind of go back, work on that a little bit. Chord tone soloing. A lot of my students have bought this. Another possible thing to work on is just good old sight reading. This book is in Spanish, but it's my basic sight reading book that I like to point out. Here it is in English. I've taught out of that for many years. So just knowing the difference between a quarter note and a half note, or being able to play a melody with proper timing. There is a song that Banks of the Ohio on page 23. Sometimes a student will say, well, I like country music. I'm like, all right, turn to page 23 in your book. This song sounds pretty country. And of course I'll play it and they'll say, I've never heard that in my life. I'm like, yeah, I know. But it does sound kind of country. Let me play it for you. Banks of the Ohio. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. 2, 3, 4. Rest. 2, 3, 4. Rest. 2, 3, 4. Rest. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, rest. 2, 3, 4, rest. 2, 3, 4, rest. 2, 3, 4, rest. So you should know melody. You should be able to play the melody of a very simple song. So you should, even if your teacher doesn't remind you to work on your sight reading, they've got enough on their plate. You shouldn't wait for them to tell you. You should work on your sight reading. Even if your teacher takes you into something else that's a little more maybe modern or interesting, or maybe a rock song or a favorite song, it's really on you to go back and work on your sight reading and work with a metronome. Guitar teachers assume, if we show you this once, you should know. But I'm here to remind you, it's okay. So, there gets to be, I had trouble playing the solo from Let It Be. Even though it's kind of a simple sound, it's really, the combinations of notes were really interesting to me, and the phrasing. So, I feel like I'll always be lacking in my timing skill. Let me tell one more little story. Anyway, I'm used to playing in time with my cover songs and my original music and in my recording, but still, reading, I'm not, super advanced with it. But, I'm still trying to lead people forward. I may not be, a university-trained music major that played in marching bands and orchestras, but I still, make records and stuff. But there was, as far as timing, it can get really weird. I'm just saying, if you have trouble with timing, I have trouble with timing. It's not that rare. There is a local guitar player that he kind of is a big presence in our community. Talks about music a lot online. He's kind of a social media guy. and he performs a lot, and he's got a lot of good stories. There was a live recording of him on the radio, I heard. Well, I didn't know who it was at first, but I was like, this is amazing. How could one guy be so out of time? He just sounded like a box of marbles that somebody rolled down the stairs. I mean, it sounded like a box of hammers getting dumped on a tin roof. It was just clattering. It was speeding up, slowing down, just collapsing. Yet, it's a live recording. He's playing at a festival. It was astonishing how out of time this guy was with his phrasing and so forth. And I know what it sounds like. I'm not great with my timing sometimes, so it was so amazing. And they rebroadcast it the next day. I'm like, I have to hear that again. That was amazing. So it's a good example. So I'm just saying you can train yourself to get better with this. I'm certainly not saying I'm superior, but I'm saying I have made massive progress with at least playing in time or thinking in time or being able to hear if something's out of time. So metronome, drum machine, tapping your foot, sight reading, books with CDs or audio tracks to play along with, backing tracks, anything you can do. Get with a guitar teacher, get with a music teacher, take drum lessons, take vocal lessons, take piano lessons. Work with somebody that will coach you and tell you when your timing is screwed up, and accept their feedback. And, again, some of you who have played in school bands are probably better at timing than me. It's very possible. So my teacher's pushing me into playing triplets and eighth notes, and we're having a great time. So it really cracks me up, and it's really fun. And I'm scared that I'm insulting him sometimes, that I'm so slow, but he knows how to find my weak spots, and he goes, "Here's where you are. Let's go forward from there." And if he hears progress, he'll say, "Hey, you're getting a little better here with this." So he's encouraging, and that's really important. That keeps me that does wonders for me. A little bit of positivity. And so I'm here to maybe give you a little tiny bit of that too. So if you've been, watching my channel, watching other channels, reading your books, practicing out of sight reading books or chord books, I congratulate you on trying and making an effort on getting better. If you're using a metronome or a drum machine, or you're tapping your foot or strumming in time, that's another big topic we could talk about, is strumming in time. But we'll do more videos on that too. So I've got a lot of students we're working on our basic strumming, chord switching in time. So it's a huge topic, and I'm just kind of circling around a lot of different ideas. So let me know what you think. How is your timing doing? Check in with me anytime you want. And do consider signing up with a local music teacher and get some personal one-on-one assistance with your musical skills, and get those fundamentals and foundations, get them as solid as we can. All right. So thanks a lot. I've got some more lessons today. I had 2 gigs this week during the week, and so I got to do some makeup lessons tonight on Friday. And so I'm getting organized. My room is full of guitars and amps from the gig last night. I got to find a place for that stuff. And anyhow, thanks, and let me know what you think.